Big up, big up, big up. Welcome back, welcome back. I am a little bit more refreshed and I guess slept well, slept decent at least, knowing that season's over and it's now only down to this Champions League matchup that's going to be coming up pretty soon. But all the same, welcome everyone to another episode of the Liberal 12th Man Show. Um, Tonight we're going to celebrate the season finally being over. Liverpool closing out a campaign with a 1-1 draw with Brentford, I should say. Hello to Scouse Adam, by the way. And it is somehow I guess, somewhat of a perfect summary of what this season has been. It's been frustrating. It's been incomplete. It's been um, emotionally draining. It's been nowhere near the standard of football this club nor this fan base should accept. And yet we are told to sit back and believe. So, yes, Liverpool secured a Champions League final. Champions League football. I wish we secured the Champions final, but Champions football, and technically the objective was completed. But then again, I think the objective was hand delivered, as in it was absolutely a gift as to why we are in Champions League currently. And no, I don't think anyone should be walking away from this season feeling satisfied. I know that there has been issues about, trying to attach certain excuses to this season being the way it is. Obviously, the number one classification that our coach has given to this season has been injuries. I don't think injuries were necessarily the reason for our collapse. We have plenty of depth. We have plenty of talent on this team. I just think our team is injured, if you want to ask me for my opinion. Um, and this was a campaign filled with, again, inconsistencies, tactical confusion, physical drop-offs, late collapses, missed opportunities. Now, more than ever, we've seen massive uncertainty heading into one of the biggest summers Liverpool have faced in, I'd say, years. I think going into this transfer or this summer window was more massive or is more critical than the one that saw Klopp leave. That's how crazy it is. And on top of all that, yesterday marked the emotional farewell of Mohamed Salah and Andy Robertson, two legends, um, two era-defining players, and now Liverpool moving to a completely new chapter. I'd say a completely new book, to be honest with you. Um, Tonight we're going to break down all of it as much as possible. The performance. We're going to talk about the warning signs. We're going to talk about tactical problems. Talk about what I believe should not be not only mounting pressure, it should be, it should even be this is your last chance. But for some reason, um, pressure of Arne Slot at least, and the importance of the transfer window and why replacing Salah might be the hardest task, I believe, and Liverpool have faced since replacing Klopp's original front three. And I think, if anything, it's going to be something where we're going to have to see, are we going to go forward in the measure of, are we going to go forward defining this team as in Slot's image? This team was Klopp's image. Klopp's signature was all over this team, and this is where we're at. We're at a place where it's almost seemingly that Edwards, I'm putting it on him, I'm putting it on Hughes, and I'm certainly putting it on Slot. This team is slowly but surely being formulated into what is slot ball, and I don't think many of us enjoy this path that we're on. But we're going to talk about as best we can in today's episode. Big up to, I said hello to Adam. I'll say hello again. I'll say hello to Red Armchair Supporter. OG's in the house. To Andy as well. Big up to you as well. Yeah, maybe you got a point. I think that Cody probably should have. I don't think Isak should have started the game against PSG. You're right about that. But let's get into the first portion of the show. And that is a fitting end to a disappointing season, is what I would call it. And that is Liverpool finished, obviously, the season with a 1-1 draw against Brentford. The game was boring, to be honest with you. Other than the fact that we knew that there was going to be an emotional ending to the season, or to that day, and what was extremely emotional about it, to me at least, was the fact that not only did we get a fantastic assist from Salah, we got a goal from Cody, from Curtis, and then all of a sudden, we went from being rest assured we can get through this to, once again, hey, we are where we're at. Not catastrophic, not explosive, just disappointing, I'd say, was the measure of what we saw in this game. Many ways, exactly what the season has been to a lot of us. Liverpool didn't collapse completely. I'm not saying they did, but they didn't implode into mid-tables obscurity. We just continued to play like a mid-table team, in my opinion. And I think that's the frustrating part. I think that's the really frustrating part. Big up Hylor, by the way. Big up Hylor. And we did just enough to survive, because we could have easily lost this game. Shout out to Ali. It's a measure. If this club, once again, another measure of this frustrations, this club allows for Ali to leave this season. I understand he doesn't have the same availability and the same measure of reliability when it comes to being available, but it's the same thing when he is available, he is the best goalkeeper in the world. And oh man, it's just another measure of if Edwards and Hughes and Slot allow for Ali to go, it's just another measure of, like, it's almost as if they're the Manchurian candidates of Liverpool, basically, is what they would be. Seemingly they would be set up to self-sabotage, I think, this league and this team in their efforts, and they're doing a fine job in doing so if they allow for Ali to leave. But again, let me get back on track. Don't want to get too off track there. Liverpool started well. We dominated a little bit of possession. We definitely created some chances, controlled their territory in this game, but we lacked cutting edge yet again. In the second half, the intensity dropped, the structure definitely weakened to the point where we looked like Liverpool of old. Brentford grew into the match. Suddenly, Liverpool looked exactly like the team we've watched all season: fragile, uncertain, and always one mistake away from dropping points. Scary part is that Brentford probably should have won it late, like I said. But if they had conceded another late goal from across a set piece, I don't think anybody, myself included, would have been really surprised. Would have been just another Liverpool day. And we've seen this movie many times, and unfortunately, this is where we're at with this club. So I'm going to talk about, I guess I have a little transition. and that is the match itself. I think exposed major issues that we as Liverpool fans, especially on this channel, have been talking about all season long. The physical and tactical drop offs during games is astronomical, and that begins and ends. Excuse me, with Arne Slot. That's just being honest. I know that a lot of people are going to say, hold the players accountable. Absolutely. But the game instructions start with the manager. The game, where and what we are supposed to be doing on the pitch, certainly starts with our manager, with the instructions he gives to our team. And I just think that the game once again highlighted Liverpool's inability to have a true identity. And uh, why I say that is because 45 minutes, you could maybe make an argument. Oh, there's some type of idea as to what we're doing. Like as and there's you could see some type of structure. You could maybe see that there was like some controlled possession. There was some territorial dominance maybe trying to be accomplished. Maybe even organized shape. I would even go as far as to say we had an organized shape to the game. And then it started to unfold a little bit for us, unravel. We looked like a team trying to suffocate opponents through control, yet we don't have control, complete control ourselves. Because in the second half, once again, the intensity disappeared, the pressure weakened. We're all of a sudden more focused on when we're going to substitute Mohamed Salah out or Andy Robertson out than we are in trying to win the game. I was angry and upset when I saw Mohamed Salah get substituted out in like the 60th or 70th minute, it was something around there. And I said to myself, we're in a 1-1 game. Mohamed Salah has possibly been the best player on the pitch. And I understand you want to give him, maybe you can say, oh, well, that's just giving him his moment. I understand. But at the very same time, his moment could have been him having that winning goal. His moment could have been him being a part of some game play that resulted in us winning that game. Because our press weakened, our transition slowed, our midfield looked exposed, and our physical levels dropped in that second half. It's like we're playing to a script. Suddenly, Brentford looked comfortable at Anfield. And this has happened over and over this season. That's why I'm so frustrated. The fact that FSG has not done something more sustainable in recognizing and holding people accountable. Are the players physically capable of playing this way? Are they mentally buying into what is being asked of them? Or is it maybe even just the tactical structure itself that is draining this Liverpool aggression and chaos that we've all been so accustomed to? Is that what is happening? Is it just the tactical structure is just not properly suited to what we need? I'm asking these questions because someone surely has to. And under this coach, yesterday especially, it often feels like the Liverpool that we know and love are trying to carefully control games. They no longer have the athleticism or maybe the precision or maybe even what's the words I'm looking for? Or maybe even the semblance to dominate. And when that control slips, everything goes to pot. That's a dangerous place in football that we live, which is we don't agree, we don't like what we see, yet here we are. Here we are. Because next year there can't be any excuses. There shouldn't be any excuses this season. But next year especially, we will see a complete sea change in this team with the members that make it up. There will be and could be solely a Virgil van Dijk, for instance, could be solely the last member of Klopp's team that remains on this team. There's a possibility that only Virgil van Dijk is a original member of what Klopp built as being the heart of this team. And no excuses can be made about transitions or we're in a transitional period. Nah, bun that. If you hear someone say that stuff as an excuse, tell them to pipe down and stop talking. Adaptation periods, get over it. Learning curves, not trying to hear it. A team that's supposed to be competing for titles or silverware in general don't have the ability to say, well, this is the learning curve that will allow for them to be on. This is the adaptation period will allow for these players to be on. We can't do that. Can't do it. Not with this wage bill, not with this infrastructure that we've built, not with this fan base that will be seldom to accept that. And speaking of pressure, nobody at Liverpool is under more pressure right now than the recruitment department. We all have it out for Arne Slot. I get that, but most likely he's going to be returning as our coach. So I move quickly and surely. I start to look at the recruitment department because this upcoming summer window is going to define who we are, what we have to work with, and what we are trying to do. This is going to be the most important summer in years, and it's not because it's we deemed up to this point to make it so. It's because of in my opinion, incompetence of what we've done with this team. There's no way and no how that we should be in this position. This is now one of the most important transfer windows Liverpool have had in a very long time, and it's because we've allowed for contracts to get down to their final years. We've allowed for players to walk out on frees. We've ended up canceling contracts, coming to terms with players so that we can let them leave a year before their contract is even over. That is incompetence. That is poor management. And that's coming from an organization that I think has been one of the top well-run clubs in the league, period. Now, just because we need reinforcements doesn't mean that we can't. I don't like the word rebuild, but I want to say we need solutions. And there's a difference between finding reinforcements and finding solutions. There's a difference. What I mean by that is Liverpool don't have one issue. We have multiple structural problems that all need correcting simultaneously. We need goals. We're about to lose one of our top scorers, and we're about to lose one of our most consistent scorers in our team. We need creativity. Again, that same player is part of our creativity, but we need creativity in general. We need athleticism. Athleticism. A lot of our players have gotten older, and because of such, we've lost power and we've lost pace. We need defensive stability. Um, we all know the answer to that is maybe adjusting our high line or maybe adjusting something when it comes to the way that we defensively set up. Our midfield control, we've gone from having possibly the best midfield in the Premier League to having what looks like a makeshift midfield. Depth, we have depth. We have players. In my humble opinion, I think we have players. All season long, I've been asking for players like Trey Neone to get more playing time. I've been saying Rio needs to get more playing time as well. Um, but we don't see that happen. Chiesa, another player that could have played more minutes than he has. Endo could have played more minutes before. Obviously, he's injured, but still could have played more minutes before he was injured. Heck, I would have gone with Calvin Ramsey getting more minutes the way we got him. We're about to lose two major portions of our leadership group: Salah and us, obviously Rabo as our vice captain. Once again, we need a semblance of leadership to be capable of being a part of this team. And ultimately, we need balance. We need a good balance of players that are going to be able to bring some semblance of us not being too top heavy or the likes in the sense of having too much. Oh, we're just an offensive team, we have no defense. Or oh, we're just a defensive team, we have no offense. We need some real balance in this team. I know it's a massive ask. I know that's a very big, massive ask. I just said creativity, athleticism, defense, midfield, depth, leadership. Balance. 7 different things I just mentioned. I get it. And I agree. Yes, we do need to do things like prevent, prevent a structure that Ali Watkins, this is Red Armchair Supporter, is saying, prevent a structure that doesn't allow for an Ali Watkins to mock us at the end of a game after they completely destroy us on the pitch. Because the scary part is that we probably have to get almost all of that completely right, and it can't be on some, oh well, let's have a learning curve for that. Or oh okay, yes, let's allow for it to develop. Or it's a transition, so let's allow for us to understand what it is to get our defensive stability, or to understand what it is to have midfield control. We can't be in that state. We can't. And why I'm saying that we can't is because supporters will not tolerate this. Not for There were supporters that weren't tolerating it last season, much less this season. And we won a title last season. Technically 2 seasons ago, but you get my drift. Liverpool have one of the biggest wage bills in football. We've one of the best stadiums, and in my opinion, we have the best stadium in Europe. We have elite facilities, massive revenues filter into this club every season from our pockets, from buying kits to going to the games to subscribing to different streaming services, you name it. This club not only should, but bare minimum needs to be competing for titles. And that's why this summer is so pivotal. So pivotal. And it's crazy because I don't know where and what you need to find us doing in the summertime other than finding players that want to play the Liverpool way. I'm not talking about slot ball. I'm talking about the Liverpool way. And it's going to be very interesting because you're going to see plenty of players plenty of players being put onto this service or put into mention that are going to be profiles that fit Arne, that provide him the tools, in his opinion, or provide him squad balance. I get it. But that, I guess, leads perfectly into the biggest challenge of all, and that is replacing Mohamed Salah, which is going to be an impossibility. Let's just call it what it is. Mohamed Salah is leaving Liverpool as a legend, and uniquely for him, he was a legend even before he left. I think there's no debate, no discussion, no qualification needed to say that he is a legend. He's one of the greatest players, not only in club history, he's one of the greatest Premier League players in Premier League history. And I would say one of the greatest signings an English football team has ever made. Today revealed something I thought, or yesterday revealed something I thought that was terrifying for Liverpool. And that is, even this version of Salah is still Liverpool's best attacker. That's why, like, you hear these people, I hear the Craig Burleys, even Steve Nicol. I hear some of the rivals, especially. I hear even some of our own content creators talk about Salah, and they often talk about even Virgil, about how they're shells of their former selves. And I'll tell you this much: even as quote unquote shells of their former selves, they are still elite players. And yesterday, Salah showed us a little semblance of that ability. And that could be the problem. Because despite a season where people said he declined, he still produced more danger than anybody on that pitch, whether it was free kicks or simple open play. More shots. He had the most shots. He had the most touches in the opposition box. He had, what was the other one? He had the most expected assists. He had an assist. Obviously, he hit the post with that free kick that we had. This was supposedly a declining Salah. But when you have quote unquote declining players, I think what some people don't recognize is that they're levels above all the rest. So if you're doing it in a number wise, I get that they might not be, in your opinions, 10s out of 10s. But the issue for me, or where I see it, is players like VVD, players like Mohamed Salah, they're starting at 11, 12, 13, whatever number above 10. Filtering down into that normal range, they're still coming in at 9s or 8s. I just think there's level there that there are levels above everybody else in their category. And this season, you can say possibly Dominic, but other than Dominic Szoboszlai, maybe, there has been no player that's truly stepped up all season. Liverpool are entering a summer where they somehow need to replace goals, creativity, leadership. What was the list I said? Creativity, leadership, um, availability. I'll just make a new list, I guess. Availability, fear factor, um, elite decision making. We gotta complete all those types of things. You don't replace that with one player because there's not that one player doesn't exist. Not in modern day football. Not in today's football environment. You got to replace that with bits and pieces of different players that make up those categories. But here we are again. Like I said, here we are. Here we are. All right. Well, finally, despite all the criticism, frustration, uncertainty, there was still something important that happened at Anfield yesterday, and it's something that I hope and pray grows amongst this fan base. That something was belief, I think. I think one thing that stood out is that Anfield never truly turned toxic to the point where we were, you know, being, screaming out, he's got to go outside the pitch or at the pitch or whatever. I think it matters that we still are, albeit adjusting our standards in, or not standards, but our sense of moralities or moral senses to be accustomed to what is more accepted or more understood in today's world. But I think honestly it matters that we as Liverpool fans continue to be and hold a high bar. Um, it's not been easy. I know that there are some. I know we can be critical of players, of coaches, of management, but at the same time, I think that we should also somehow figure out how to continue to be true Reds, because there's absolutely been moments this season where supporters lost patience, and where some supporters have gone overly and way over the line with some of the things they've done. Um, but I can understand that the frustrations can be fever pitch. In my opinion, the football is way too slow. It is too passive. It is too repetitive. And outright, bottom line, it is just boring. It is boring football. It I I know throughout the last decade of me watching this team, I've never felt more detached from watching games than when I know that we're going to have a slot ball presentation brought out. But yesterday felt different. There was defiance, there was emotion, there was a belief that this can still be fixed if these players just get it together. The crowd was singing "Ale Ale." Shout out to my Rasta, Bob Marley, because there was Bob Marley chants. There was an ovation for Salah and Robbo. It felt like supporters saying, "We're hurt, but we still are here, and we will always be here." And I think that was something that I really believe showed the true essence of Liverpool Reds, in that long after Arne Slot, long after FSG, long after whoever else is going to be associated with these troubles and problems that we're having, Liverpool will still remain. And that gives Liverpool a chance in any book. Because this fan base will forgive a bad season. We will. But what we won't forgive is a lack of ambition. What we won't forgive is players playing for the badge. This summer now becomes the defining response to, are you wanting to understand what it means to be a Liverpool player? Do Liverpool act like an elite football club? Bring in maybe a new coach, new players with a vision, with a pronounced stance of bringing excitement back to Anfield, or do we accept mediocrity? We accept Champions League is the bar. Do we accept two goal minimums or 2 goal maximums as our standards? It's gonna be a big question. Big question. Big up, Edward. Just saw that you're in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Make sure I didn't see anyone else chime in. No? Okay. I always like to say hello to people that join the chat, join the conversation. Don't pretend like I'm not being spoken to. All right. Well, I'm going to do a quick. I'll do a quick players rating for yesterday, and I put down the players. That'll be. I put the players' ratings already there for you. This all at once here, obviously, but I'll kind of go into some of the players that played. I know some of the likenesses aren't exactly some of the likenesses that sometimes these AI sometimes the likenesses that these AIs give out are some of them are spot on, and some of them are not even close. But you get the gist of where and what the graphic is supposed to be meaning. Because Curtis Jones got a healthy little tan there, I see. Oh man. I think Curtis Jones and Rio look like they're related. They might be related in this depiction. All the same. Big up, big up. You get it. You get what I mean. Oh man. I mean, they got him right for the most part. They got Dom, they got Maka, they got Grav, they got Robbo, Virgil's on point, Ibu's on point, Ali's on point, Salah's close. Cody. I don't know if that's Cody. That's definitely not Cody. That's definitely not Rio, and that is definitely not Curtis Jones. But it's all good. It's all good. Anyhow, we get where we're going with it. AI cousins for sure. I'll just go with some of the players I thought that deserve mention. I'll start with Mohamed Salah. I gave him an 8 out of 10. I thought that honestly, that assist alone deserved recognition, applause, and maybe even an extra point on top of that. Classic Salah. I mean, the outside of the boot pass that was just like masterfully done. Perfect weight, perfect timing. Even in a farewell, he remained Liverpool's most, I thought, decisive attacker, best player on the pitch going forward. I don't understand why we took him off, and when we were all leveled out at 1-1. But then again, once again, hey, that's not my I want to say my expertise, but certainly it's not What's the best words to use? It's I'm not getting paid to do that, so I guess obviously, the man that is chose different. Um, Curtis Jones, I gave a 7 out of 10. Again, playing out of position, showed some intelligence, I thought. Again, playing and providing what may be one of the most misunderstood players in the squad. I am very interested to see what we do not Mohamed Salah, with Curtis Jones going forward. Considering, I don't know if that goal celebration. Tell me in the chat if you thought more of it than that we should be putting into it, but it was a weird one. That goal celebration was weird, and what I mean by was weird is that um, it might have been just because he thought maybe the play was going to be called offsides. Maybe thought it was something that he had done wrong, or maybe it was him just mentioning the fact that he didn't want to celebrate the as if he was being a part of this, as if this was his last chance to celebrate, or maybe it was him knowing that this might be his last goal. I don't with the team. It was a weird one for me. Um, I thought Rio Bravo once again. Um, he was fearless. He looks like a 17-year-old that doesn't want to be seen as just being a 17-year-old. He wants to be seen as a young man that is not afraid to take on the challenge of playing at this level. Attacking defenders relentlessly and without hesitation. Tried things, playing with freedom. I thought it mattered, and that's why I gave him a 7 out of 10. Um, I think what's frustrating were the positives. That positives did exist in this game, but I don't think that there were enough positives that were collectively strung together to make this game a formidable performance. Liverpool just kept, I think, in my opinion, wasting good individual moments. Not only did they do that, they had some collective structure remains. The collective structure, I think, remains still unstable in this team. We don't necessarily know how to generate and have a even flow of our offense be generated and situated through to run purely. I think it's been the story of the season. One of the players I actually like, I do like this player, but unfortunately he continues to struggle, and that is Alexi McAllister. I'm not scared to. If players are bad, I'll measure out and call them out for being bad. I gave him a 5 out of 10, which was possibly, I think that was my lowest score of the day for players. He looks exhausted. He looks like a player that just never found his rhythm and was never able to really get a groove going. Physically, mentally, emotionally. There's a lot of things that are going on in his life. I understand with his child, with the loss of a brother, a teammate, but and all going and battling back through injury, but still, uh, you know, it's difficult because this has been one of the strangest declines in the squad because McAllister, let's be honest, used to control matches with intelligence and tempo. I think it's connected to the way that he's being played. I think it's connected to also Gravenberg's role in this team as well. But now, too often, Maka looks too often like he's reactive instead of commanding, and that's an issue. That's something I'd like to see us get back. But I don't know if this team's structure is going to permit that. We'll see. I also gave Kanate a decent rating. I think I gave him a 6 out of 10 in the game, or no, I think I gave Kanate a 5 out of 10. I think. Let me double check. I gotta check my own ratings. I did give him a 5 out of 10. Yes, he was equally in the measure. of uh, Maka, in my opinion. I just think he needs to be mentally more consistent. I honestly think that we know the athleticism's there, but the physicality's there. I just think Ibu needs to be mentally more tuned in with his play. Um, and I just think that that's important, massively important for him to be able to go to that next level in his play. Van Dijk still carrying enormous responsibility at 34. I'm not scared about him turning 35 next season. I think that he's a player that has incredible fitness and athleticism. I think that the record that he broke this season, this record that he broke of John Terry's record of availability, is a measure of why and how he is incredibly beautiful when it comes to the amount of leadership and the amount of consistent effort and commitment he brings to the badge. Um, makes me really proud to say he's our captain. But we're going to see what we get out of him when it comes to next season, surely. When you step back from the ratings, you realize this match was symbolic. Obviously, this was supposed to feel like celebration. This is supposed to feel like um, a a real bon voyage style party. Instead, it felt strangely muted. Um, that could be self-imposed by some of the things that we saw be contributed by um, some of these players, by this coach, by the indecisions that this management's making. But with that said, about it's a real question of what it says about Liverpool football status and where we're going. But I guess it was a muted goodbye, I guess you could say, because it should have been a party yesterday. It should have been a celebration of these great men leaving our club, but to be ever remembered as a part of this club. Salah's farewell, um, Robbo's farewell as well. Champions League football on the line. Anfield, emotional from kickoff, I would say. Everything was there. But Liverpool never truly controlled the occasion. I think that matters because this team is elite, people. Let's not pretend it's not. It's not. Let's not pretend it isn't. This team is an elite team. I just don't think we have the right. I just don't think we have the right direction. This team has been born and welded off of energy, emotion, rhythm, narrative. And right now we are adrift. We are just drifting through games. Good spells, sloppy spells, moments of danger, loss of control. I don't think yesterday was disastrous. I'm not even going to go as far as I don't think that this team is hopeless. And I don't think that we're terrible. But we are nowhere near what Liverpool should be. Maybe that's what the atmosphere was lacking yesterday, and that is people were emotional because this is the last time you're going to be able to say thank you to these players, to certain players. But there's that uncertainty that existed of where we're headed. That is where we're at. Big up Jimmy, by the way. Big up Jimmy. Big up Trudon. I can agree with what you're saying, Trudon. Look, the dressing room questions remain. Virgil van Dijk's comments sounded telling, I think. Supporters are debating whether Slot heavily deserves to be even in this role any longer. Konate's future remains uncertain. Curtis Jones has been linked to be leaving the team. Salah, Robbo now gone. It's a lot of emotional change inside of one summer. It's a lot of emotional change. You're replacing aura, you're replacing fear, you're replacing presence, belief. That changes a football club. I mean, that's just plain and simple. It absolutely changes a football club. Summer will define the next 5 years of Liverpool Football Club easily. Easily, that could easily be um, connected to that. And Liverpool have to get it right. There's no room for error, and I don't think that we should give any bit of room for error. I heard before I get into my closing monologue here, I heard the Redmen uh, presentation on this. There was a, there was, I like watching the Redmen. By the way, let me say that clearly and pronouncedly. I enjoy some of the people that they have present their content immensely. Not all of them, but I do appreciate and enjoy what they have to say immensely, immensely. I'm not to call names out, but I definitely heard an opinion that troubled me because I know the Redmen TV often gets put as being a channel that is on the take, I guess you call it, or what is it, top reds or something, because if they're honest with their opinions, they won't get access to Liverpool Football Club. No, I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to say that's the case, and I think that if that is the state and that's the place of where you're at, then that authoritarian style regime bullcrap is something that I don't want to be associated with, or I don't want this team to be associated with either. But what little gripe I did find is that in one of their latest episodes of them wrapping up the season, I saw an individual on their panel, one of the main people of their other channel. I want to make sure I say he too, because uh, he because that certainly doesn't give it away. Um, he he spoke on the fact of, in essence, giving Arne Slot a mulligan, and spoke on the sense of that um, Liverpool are. I'm trying my best to properly paraphrase and give his opinions out, but he basically said that um, you know this coach going into the next season with little room for error, or the ability to continue to transition, or the ability to do this or that, is unfair. And how it was it just seemed like he was just given an, after saying that Liverpool access to Liverpool Football Club doesn't deem to opinions, and yet then give that opinion was so like hypocritical in my opinion. I've been very critical of some of the content creators that, hey, I know I won't probably end up being any guest on their show. They're welcome to be a guest on the show, but I mean, I'm not at the level of where they would even deem that to be something they want to do, probably. But it's all good because on this channel we have OGs and we have players and or for players we have fan base that believe in speaking openly and speaking honestly. I've been critical of people I respect and people that I follow pretty religiously, like Lawrence McKenna, and again, Redman TV. But I'm gonna call them and hold them out accountable too when they say just they have takes or asinine. If anything, just poor. I would call it like just propaganda. This season is over, and maybe that's a relief for a lot of people, myself included. This campaign has been emotionally exhausting, and everything shifts towards the future now. Transfers, recruitment, identity. Arne Slot, Richard Hughes, Edwards. The next evolution of Liverpool Football Club is in front of us. And the summer carries emotional and enormous weight. Liverpool cannot afford another transitional season. We can't. That transitional season should have been last season. And we set a bar, a standard of that was so high that there is no reverting back to. This is transitional. And that's why Liverpool cannot afford a transitional season, not financially, not emotionally, not competitively, and most important, it is unacceptable by fan base or content creators included to try to give them a pass. We got Biggie Smalls is the illest with us, joining us currently.
What are you saying, bro?
This basically
Season's over.
Yeah,
Done and dusted.
done and
First
dusted.
time in a long time. I'm actually happy about that.
Yeah, you know that's what's sad about it. Normally, after almost every season I've ever been associated with this club, and I've been associated with this club through some bad, and I mean bad seasons. Okay, but I've always wanted more football. I've always wanted to see more
Yeah.
of my Liverpool team.
Yeah.
This season, I wanted to end so we could just start fresh. I wanted it to be over so these players could get a rest to maybe recalculate where they are, their beliefs, maybe get affirmated by knowing what it is to wear that badge, maybe recognizing what it means to not only us as fans, but what it should mean to them as players. They're multi millionaires making money off a game that some of us played as children, that they played as children, most likely. Salah leaves as a legend, Robbo leaves as a legend. Liverpool now enter a completely new era. But the problem is to me that nobody fully knows what this new Liverpool team is supposed to become because the essence of what is in front of us, the 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 year of us being shown what Liverpool Football Club in Arne Slot's image looks like is nothing I want to be associated with. And I'll say that out loud. I don't want to be a part of a football club that doesn't show fight, that doesn't have resilience, doesn't show an essence of they believe more than maybe we believe. At least buy into that belief.
Wasted year.
It's
Yeah.
a wasted year. Yeah.
Look,
In fact,
me,
yeah.
Nalante, on the train back home from Liverpool last year, made a plan. I said, bro, same time next year. That's
Mm,
how confident we were. Couldn't
mm,
believe we not won one trophy, bro, out of the four.
mm.
Like, me, him, and Fozzie was like, yeah, same again next year. We'll meet up, this, that, and the other, and it didn't work out like that. So it's a bit mad.
That is bad. Yeah. Nobody knows what the uncertainty that hangs over football, the manager, the recruitment in the dressing room is not only unsustainable, but it is unacceptable, I think. And one thing remains true. Liverpool fans will always believe because we have each other to hold as crutches or as supports in that belief. It's not easy. You tune in to some of these stations or channels out there that not only do they not believe, but they often, to the case, are brutal and utterly disrespectful in some of the things they have to say.
Yeah. And that's what, look, no matter what happens, there's a code of conduct if you're going to support Liverpool. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone's supported Liverpool long. Some people have supported them not that long. But at the end of the day, the principle stays the same. I don't want to be like United Arsenal fans. I don't care Arsenal win the league this season after 22 years, is it? Let them have it. Fuck it. It is what it is. But their fan base, come on, bruv. Like, we don't need our fan base to turn that way.
Yeah.
You know? And what it is, this manager gives opposition fans the ammunition to go and do that bullshit. And then what happens? Our fans join in.
Yeah.
And that's what we're in now.
Yeah. Well put.
And what bless up Red Armchair, and what he says in the chat about transition, nobody got time for that. Bang on, bro. You know, you got like £1 billion squad there, and you're trying to tell me you can't beat any top team away in the top 9. There's something wrong there, bro. It ain't the players. I'll tell you that now. It ain't the players. Nobody got time for that. Bless up Jimmy as well. Helio.
Ain't nobody got time for
that. Trudon as well. Hope you're cool, man. Edward. D Wizkid, if he's up in there as well. Nobody got time for that. And this is what I'm saying. He's like, we've had work to season now, right? We wasted his season. Did you see his face when he was... Yeah. We wasted his season, bro. Did you see his face when he came on the pitch yesterday, bro? That ain't a guy eager to please the manager.
No, that's a guy. I think that's a guy that is questioning his choice.
Exactly.
I think that's the guy that is questioning his decision, and it was a big decision in his life. I think he's questioning that decision because of all the uncertainty that exists. He thought he was coming to a team that was well put together, that was unified in the sense of like in the beliefs of the players and the vision and the direction of the team. He thought all those things were structurally, compact. And the reality of it is that it wasn't. It was just a coach kind of riding the wave, the tsunami of a wave that his predecessor had made before. And now looking at this coach and looking at this administration and saying, you've got to make the next wave. You've got to make the next wave. Otherwise, we're just going to be sitting here at sea.
Yeah, waiting for the fish to pop up. Yeah. And that's what it is. Like that game yesterday. It was the same what we've done majority of the season. Nothing special. Salah was the only sort of guy who was trying to do something. But we never controlled the games, bro. We didn't control enough games this season. Have you noticed that we let other teams have a little taste of what they can have, and they did it.
Absolutely.
Look at the goal. Look at the goal. Jones headed the ball out. As soon as he made that header out, I was like, oh, that's not a good clearance. Need to get out of the box. And what happened is he did that little side twerk thing. What our players are being told to do. That side twerk thing, bro. What happens? Come off his back, goes to the guy's assist. So he got a goal and an assist yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, man. Last game of the season. Last game of the season last year, we drew 1-1 with Crystal Palace at Anfield.
Yeah.
So this guy can't win the last game of the season games. It just shows you what his energy is like towards the end of the season. The last season was diabolical, bruv. I was questioning him if he's going to be the manager for next season. I didn't care he won the Premier League. I can remember the shows we did, and I was like, yo, I'm not happy with this manager. Yeah. What's he doing, man? He never showed the Premier League we're champions.
Yeah. I think that's a measure. But then again, there were some of us at the end of last season that were disappointed in the way our team ended the season.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't end the season like champions. Don't get it twisted. And there are people that were calling me out for saying that. Who cares? Who cares how we finish the season? I do.
I was pissed last season at the end. I was like, yo, we're embarrassing ourselves here. Yeah. What happened this season, bro? This season, no team showed us any respect that these boys are the champions.
Exactly. Is anything that showed? It showed that, if anything, Jurgen Klopp, even in some of his worst seasons, we would go on winning streaks at the end of those seasons to make up that difference, or to finish the season right, to show the true measure of a team, and to not only show the true measure, but also show the importance of how finishing a season right can set the mark for the next season. But people are acting like, oh well, we already won the season. So who cares about how we perform in this in that game? Once again, like I said, I care, because it matters. It truly matters. If you're going to be bringing those players on that are going to play that end of that season out, and they're going to play like they're already on vacation, like they're already on holiday, that starts to creep in to your standards. It's why Mohamed Salah said the comment about the training. It's why some of us have said things about the training. Virgil van Dijk and all the rest of the people that have come out and said that these training sessions, are not even remotely close to Jurgen Klopp's. And I can understand dialing it down a little bit or something from Jurgen Klopp's standards, because it may be Jurgen Klopp's standards maybe exhausted the team too much at the end of the seasons, or maybe it wasn't exactly fruitful for us to have some of the results that we had by team or players burning out from the level that we put into the training. But tell me the last time you heard of a manager giving the team days, not a day, days off before the Manchester United derby, as if it's just another game. There's nothing. There's a team that is above us in the table, a team that shouldn't be, quote unquote, above us in the table, a team that's our rival. Period. That should be not only the most circled team game on your schedule, but the sheer fact that our manager said, you know what, I'm going to go on vacation. I can't be bothered to be in the AXA, making sure that we're ready for this game.
Yeah. And the thing is, his attitude is depicted in the way he plays his game. First gear, second gear, first half, really slow, like casual, conserve your energy. What are you conserving your energy for, bro? The other opposition has scored 2 goals. We're 2-0 down. Like, where's you conserving your energy? Like, for me, you conserve energy after you get the goals.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. You know what I mean?
I think you conserve energy by scoring more goals.
Simple. That's
Simple
your
as.
protection. That's your
That's
ward
your protection.
against. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, that's your protection.
Keep scoring goals, and that'll provide you more ability to have inclusion of youth players, inclusion of players that are going to learn the structure, inclusion of you having the security to kind of do the things that you want to do, which is
Yeah,
control and possession, and do the side to sides or whatever you want to do. Those like possession conservative style approaches to the game can be attributed to you scoring goals, not from you
starting the game
making
like that.
starting the
Hmm.
game conservative and thinking that you being conservative is going to result in you having uh, a progressive result.
No,
It just doesn't go. The
so
two
his
words
break.
are wrong, are different, systematically different in general. Go ahead.
So his football philosophy from top to bottom is a no. It's a non. It's a no starter for me. It ain't taken Einstein to work out what Liverpool Football Club is. You
Mhm.
know, if you support Liverpool, you know it's in your soul. You feel it. You know, you can go there now. Any other lads in the chats can go into the dressing room before a game and give a proper talk about what it means to play for Liverpool. This guy can't do it, Slot.
Mhm.
You know, look, I see it like this. When you look at the bigger picture, the brothers had 2 years. One of them years he gave you a Premier League title. The second year he gave you nothing.
Mhm.
Let's leave it as that. Nice to meet ya. You crack on what you got to do. We'll crack on what we got to do. Because for me, I don't know what Edwards and that other lad have been watching. They were at the games. That the commercial director, what's his name, bro?
Edwards and Hughes.
Hughes, yeah. That's what I mean about Hughes, bro. I can't even remember his name half the time. His name just don't stick with me. Why? I don't know, man. He's seen the game yesterday. And he's played the game. He was a professional footballer. So if he can't see there's no progression, that's the word we're looking at. Progression
Mhm.
from last season. Because for me, progression from last season was a back-to-back Premier League title and maybe a little Champions League there. We've gone the other
I
way.
I can't understand why it's one thing if the training was okay, the reasons why we were, the legs were gone or this are gone or that's gone, whatever. Our fitness was looked our fitness has gone down. It seems like
Mm-hmm. It is
we get
actually.
there's some of the injuries or impact injuries. There's nothing you can do about those kinds of injuries, but more so it's the kind of injuries that are fitness injuries, or the kind of injuries that are just players running and not being able and pulling up lame because of this or because of that. Those injuries or those types of injuries are a concern. And one of the key attributes that this coach had going into becoming our coach was the fact of he was supposed to ward against that. He was supposed to be a champion in keeping players available and fit. It just wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the case. If this club can rediscover its identity, I think that the sky's the limit. But
Yeah, but for me, it's all about that one thing you got to do. You got to get a new guy in, different philosophy, different mindset, different attitude.
yeah,
You know,
agreed.
because our attitude, bro, is too. Look, when you look at the training
Lackadaisical. I think
videos,
it's lackadaisical is the word I would
yeah,
say.
and that comes from the
Too
manager. I don't
nonchalant.
know
Too,
what
too nonchalant.
nonchalant. Yeah, yeah. Like for me, I like a bit of confidence and a bit of arrogance in a player. Why? It
Mhm,
protects them on the pitch.
mhm,
Our team's arrogance and look at Van Dijk, bro. He didn't look half the player he was. Why? Because somehow that excellence has been drained from him. You
mhm.
see in his face over the last few weeks, he's not looking great.
Yeah.
And he's a Versace model, you know what I mean, bro? So think about that, bro. We don't need you no more. Oh, damn, I better change. We need a new manager, he should say, you know. But for me, that's the manager. Look at the players under Klopp. They're all look at Andy Robertson, bro. He came from
Mhm,
Scotland, £7 million signing. He could have been quiet. Nah. He had it in him, and Klopp brought that out of him. And that's what this manager can't do. He can't bring out the excellence of people, their personalities out of them. You know, And that's a major thing for me. Football managers are more like social workers in a way as well.
Mhm.
You got to look after the players like they're your children. So you're not going to feed them, tell them not to eat bad. You're going to sort the diet out, this, that, and the other, whatever. They got problems off the field. You can help them with it. But the main thing is to improve them players under your wings. This guy can't do it, bro. Look how many people are commenting in the chat. Not one has said, you know what, give Arne a third season.
Oh,
Not
Nigel's
one.
not here, so
Nigel, yeah, fair play to Nigel. I
Nigel,
understand.
shout out to Nigel. He's one of our OGs. He
I
is
understand his
definitely,
mindset, bro.
he's definitely committed.
Like,
And, yeah.
look, Norman, Dara, these type of guys, bro. They're old school football Liverpool fans. They've done it, and they've seen the old days, Champions Leagues, European Cups, all that. And when they see a manager like this, they're thinking in their right mind, like we just spent in this past season nearly $500 million. So all that history we've had, we did it all in one season, bro. The amount of money we've spent on players, probably we did it in one season. To Arne Slot, come on, man.
Yeah.
Look at imagine Arne Slot won the championship last season. Then from that game on, he won every game until the end of the season, including the League Cup final against Newcastle. Okay, PSG let that go. He won the League Cup as well. We'd be like, you know what? Fucking yeah, give him $500 million. He's going to make us great next season as well. Bro, we were so dire at the end of last season. It was diabolical, bro. I wasn't even happy we won the league. That's how bad it was. Come on, man. That's down to the manager, man. The manager, what is he telling the players? What is he telling them? Come on, man.
Yeah. What Bob said is funny. Slot's press conferences are enough to sack him. You can't understand how boards still can't figure him out. It's because you know what? Look, this.
Yeah.
I'll let you say what you gotta say, Jacob. I was going to say quickly. Look, I am definitely been very supportive and pro FSG when it comes to the management and the way that they've run our squad for the most part. But I think that honestly, that that little PR segment thing that they put together, where they had they had Edwards, they had Hogan, Edwards, and Arne Slot all sit with like some LFC TV style presentator, and just be given softballs, or basically alley oops to just basically talk lovingly about each other, and how great each one is and how great they are at their job and this and that.
Yeah.
It was poorly thought of. That once they saw the way the direction the season was going, they should have just scrapped everything.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that show.
They should have just been. There's plenty of content that gets binned in Hollywood. Okay, there's shows, they make shows. They're called pilots, and some of those shows never get past being a pilot. And a pilot means they get put out there. You watch it and you say, nah, not my cup of tea.
Pilot show, yeah.
That should have been binned.
Yeah.
Also, do not connect me to Boston in any way, in any shape or form. I'll say that right now. I do not like Boston.
Their accent, I like their accent.
Yeah, okay.
It just sounds a bit New Yorky with a little twang to it, yeah.
Yeah. Do not tell someone from Boston that they sound like they're from New York.
No, I thought John Henry that.
Unless you're looking for a fight. I tell you that right now.
There we are, go down there. I'm gonna get to Boston and say to you, sound like you're from New York, bro.
Yeah. You sound like you're from New York.
New York. But look, at the end of the day, what I was gonna say about the manager is them type of cringe videos and stuff. It was so, as soon as I knew it was out, I didn't even watch it, bro. You get me? But if it was Klopp, I'd be like, yo, I want to hear what he's saying. There's a difference.
That's because you're connected to the coach, or
There
man.
you
It's
go.
like, and I think if anything, you know what it is? It's because Jurgen Klopp was more than a coach. He was a manager. He was like someone that you could see as like a father figure, or if you want to connect it that way, or a friend. He was someone that you would like want to. You would want to. He's someone that if you were having a party, you would invite him to the party. Okay, I don't know that many people that are inviting Arne Slot to your party, to their parties. You know,
Uh-huh.
I don't think many people are doing that, and unless it's a going away party, maybe other than that, maybe. But I
Yeah.
don't think many people are inviting
You
them.
can DJ as well if you want.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think many people are inviting him to that party.
I haven't
So,
watched Ted Helio. I'll watch it. I'll check it out. And I like the way Red Armchairs were car park. That's how they sound. Like that's how they
uh,
talk.
I headed
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
car park.
Car park. A bit
I headed to the car
Australianish.
park. That's a
It's a
it's a
weird
wicked,
accent, man.
like
It's a weird accent.
it's a wicked pisser that you're taking, huh? It's a wicked pisser.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit like
I don't
that.
have a Boston accent, so I am
Jimmy
not.
Bullseye, that film, Johnny Depp, he smashed the accent. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I am very far from Boston. I think I
Yeah,
might
that's a
have.
mission. That's right on
It's
there.
a mission
That's
for me.
nearer us than
Yeah,
you. Probably,
yeah,
bro. It's probably nearer us than you, man.
yeah. Yeah,
Trust, that's a mission.
it is a mission. Wicked pisser. They do sound a little Australian-ish, maybe. I don't know. No, I'm not going to. They're not
Yeah, but
saying
I think,
strip. They're not going strip on the Bobby or something
but I
like
think, but the majority of immigrants from England probably ended up in Boston. The Irish, them sort of, English and
the
that.
Irish
I
are
reckon.
massively represented in Boston. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, yeah. The east coast of America, yeah.
Mhm.
The
I
Dutch
mean,
as well.
there's a good number of Irish that live in New York as well,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Even Dutch, bro. There's a lot of Dutch there as well back in the days. Hmm. The Dutch even got to India, man.
That's funny, Hyler. That might be the case. That might be true. I can't deny or affirm that statement. There you go. Going to Harvard.
How
So
bad?
you think you're smarter than me because you go to Harvard? That's yeah.
Man.
That's totally how they talk. Yeah.
Don't you sometimes think it's like how England is such a small country, but when you listen to like today, I was underway in that in the city and stuff, and I met a lad from Manchester, and before I even talked to him, I knew he was from Manchester. It's fucking mad, bro. And I said, bro, where are you from? He's like Manchester. I was like, I knew he
I
was,
bet.
and it's mad how like Scouse, Liverpool, and Manchester are next door neighbours. But
Mm.
the dialect and accent is so different. It's mad how humans are like that. How even one city is totally different to the city next door.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's like, how does that happen? It's just like I've never understood that. How
Oh, trust.
it's
Yeah,
mad.
I trust. They speak English in Scotland, right? But I've got
Yep.
some friends from Scotland that I sometimes struggle to understand what it is that they're saying.
Hmm.
And shout out to Scotland, big up, big up. Shout out to Scotland. I do some. I have some
Scotland's
very
great.
very good friends from Scotland. Yeah, very good.
Have you ever
Friends.
been there?
I haven't been there, but I have. But I've had some DJs from Scotland actually
Hmm.
perform for me, and some of them are like actually my friends. So
Yeah, I've been a few times.
yeah,
Nice place. People really
I'd go.
nice.
Yeah, I would love to go to Scotland.
Edinburgh was cool. Hmm.
Yeah. Isn't that the what's that movie that was the
Mel Gibson one.
yeah, the Mel Gibson one. What was that? What was it?
Not.
I
Is it
can't
begin with
remember
H?
blank on the name. It's like a hugely famous movie.
It's film. It's like I got it in my head. I can see
Yeah,
Mel
it's on the tip
Gibson.
of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Braveheart. Yeah, that's it. Braveheart.
Braveheart. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brave, a nice one on a red armchair.
Shout out to Red Archer supporter there. Yeah.
Imagine living back in them days, bro. You go shopping, you get buttered by a bunch of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Different worlds, you know.
It's so sad. I remember, what is it, Robert the Brave? I want to say Robert the Brave. He became Robert the Brave because of his later on his actions
Uh-huh.
of what he did, right, as opposed to what his father did in the movie. I don't know. The movie I heard is very loosely depicted of
Made, yeah.
of the history.
Did you like that? What's it called film? Gangs of New
Robert
York.
Bruce. Yes, there it was. What was
Like
it?
for me, I think Gangs of New York from Scorsese's
Martin
probably
Scorsese.
my favorite. Yeah, it's like, that and Goodfellas are probably my favorites from him. Gangs of New York, man, what
Mm.
a film! Like the accents in there and whatever, you know, top film that was.
Yeah.
Five Corners, is it called Five Corners or something?
The 5 Points.
5 Points, yeah.
Mhm.
You must have been
5
there.
Points is basically like it's
All
like
the areas meeting.
a star, if you want to call it
Mhm.
that. Like there's one goes up and then two go like that and then two go like that. But it's a spot where 5 different neighborhoods, in essence, all come together at one spot. And when I mean by neighborhoods, I mean like ethnically cultural neighborhoods all come together at one point. And it can, in the movie, it was not an easy place to live.
Nah, bro. Imagine living them days. That's what I say to humans sometimes. Appreciate what year you're living in. The old days, bro, you had no iPad. You had no fucking Wi-Fi. You were like, something happened in India, you would never know. I think
You're
sometimes.
not living under this. You're not living in America under this regime.
Mhm,
It has
mhm.
not been easy. It has not been. It is not an easy. Just
But I think
new day,
America's.
new day, different problem. That's all.
I think America's solely based on aggression. I think aggression is a tool they use to keep people in that manner of mentality. Their mentality, you know, it's very. I realised how countries get brainwashed like that. In they've got to have this sort of attitude and that, and then when you meet Americans, like, oh, you're really nice. It's like you
Oh
understand.
wow!
So
You think? You
yeah,
think?
but
I don't
they
know.
stereotype it.
Sometimes the way we're depicted, you would think that
Yeah, bro. But
we're
it's the
all the
same
same.
as it's the same as the British, the English football fans. Come on, man. The Premier League never has no stress out stadiums. When was the last time? You know, a lot of stereotyping, but stereotyping was designed in the 80s to put it through TV channels, programs, so people can straight away say, "Oh, look, he's Indian, he smells like a curry." That sort of bullshit, you know what I mean? I smell like Chanel, bro. So, you know what I mean? So, but that's the way TV was used in them days to stereotype people, man. I'm thinking that's bullshit, man.
Look, you want to talk about stereotypes, or not even stereotypes? We're going to talk about identity. Look, if Liverpool can rediscover its identity, it's got to. I think the one key factor that needs to be done is connection. It needs to find that connection to fans. I think you will find the identity that you're searching for, and I think it's why I say it's that simple is because um, we need to reconnect emotionally with supporters, because we as supporters have a certain level of knowing what Liverpool football is. You'll connect to us if you go out there and you play like it's like every game's your last game. You'll connect with us if you go out there and it seems like it means as much to you as it does to us. You'll connect to us if the intensity returns, plain and simple. And that's where you make the connection. Because sometimes there's people that weren't necessarily the best at being, able to speak or being able to talk to people or yada yada. Like Rafa wasn't exactly the warmest of managers, but Rafa is easily one of the most beloved.
Yeah, because he had his mentality behind that. that attitude of his. He didn't talk that much, but he's like Bob Paisley, bro. Bob Paisley wasn't a talker,
Right.
but the players knew exactly what their manager is,
What their
and that's
manager was
that.
about. Yep.
There you go. And
And
this slot
they
is.
went out to the pitch and resembled that. Period.
And it's
That's
true
why.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying like it's like a bouncer. It's like you go into a club, you don't let you in, and the behaviour of that person in front of the bouncer is like how we are when we play games, bro. Exactly that. Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York, Bill the Butcher. For me, I realised that day when I seen that his acting, I was like, "Yo, he's serious, that guy.
Oh,
What an
Daniel
actor, man!"
Day-Lewis is a phenomenal actor.
That role he played in that, he made that film for me. Like his role made that film big time. What a guy.
Phenomenal actor. Look, some are calling this the end of an era. I think that end of an era ended when Jurgen Klopp left the door. But we say goodbye to legends. We say goodbye, but we will always be wanting. We look forward to being able to say hello to them again. I think is the difference. The goodbye is not forever. The goodbye is just see. We shouldn't be saying goodbye. We should be saying see you soon. That's basically what we should be saying. Because the first time in a long time,
Like for me,
Liverpool's.
bro,
Hmm? Go ahead. Go ahead.
when I look at Robertson and Henderson, I view them as future managers of clubs.
Mm.
Because when you look at players, some players who look at that Chelsea manager who they just had, he was an old Hull player, whatever. He got into management. So when I see people like Henderson, leader like Gerrard, even it surprises me to Gerrard that no one's got Gerrard in. Because when I've heard him over the last few weeks talk about Salah, Liverpool, he's exactly saying what the lads in the chat are saying.
Can I
Red
say
Armchair, Julio,
can I say
exactly that.
something to your statement? I think it's spot on. But this is just I'm not ITK. I'm just giving my opinion. I think that Stevie represents exactly what Mohamed Salah represents. Living legend.
Yeah,
Whatever he says, you can't go against anything he says because he's just the man, right?
simple.
And I think that this group, this organization, or at least the ones that have their hands on the decision making, see in Stevie what they had to deal with in Klopp and being someone that is going to be more of a pain than an asset. And I mean by pain in that Stevie can talk from the heart. Stevie can talk not only from the heart, he can sometimes speak exactly the same way Salah did. He can speak for us as fans because he himself is a fan of this club. And the difference is Arne Slot is not a fan of this club. He's an employee. There's a massive difference. Arne Slot didn't grow up idolizing Liverpool Football Club. He's not Ange. It's not Big Ange down there talking, watching Liverpool football and loving everything about him. He didn't grow up saying how much he wanted, how much of an influence Liverpool football was in who he is or how he coaches. Stevie G can. Steven Gerrard can say, without a doubt, what he believes. Because the fan base will get behind him. And I really think one of the major reasons why we didn't see Stevie G brought in as an interim, the way that Carrick was brought in as an interim manager for Manchester United, was because Stevie G would have had the support of the fans, and it would have
There
been
you
next
go.
to impossible
Mm-hmm.
to go against him.
There you go.
If he wanted control, or if he wanted to say of this or that, he could have done just that. He could have said things, and then they would have had to deal with him, as opposed to having a yes man. That might be clipped up. That might take away my AXA pass. Okay, I mean, well, yeah, that's all good. I'll still get invited to Steven Gerrard's house, I guess, but still, that's where I probably would rather go anyway.
But I
But
need his
anyway,
brother as number 2. He'd be like, I need
exactly.
his brother as my number 2. You know what I mean?
But I just think that's
That's
the
why
truth.
I
And I just think it's the
connected.
reason.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why that Steven Gerrard um, is he's been a part of Liverpool, and he's been able to teach the youth academy, that kind of level of football for Liverpool, because he's able to endear the belief, the understanding of what Liverpool football is, and able to connect with those youngsters, because to some of them he was and still is everything that is Liverpool, you know. But if it comes to him being a part of the senior team, I just think that Edwards doesn't look Edwards and Hughes don't look to have someone that's going to push back against them, and someone that they're not going to be able to manipulate, control, or be able to oversee with their authority. I think that's what they want, and in Arne Slot, that's what they have. That's just my opinion, though. So, so yeah, I don't think I'll be getting invited to Arne Slot's birthday party, but it's all good. I still wish him a happy birthday. He's still a Red, so I still appreciate him. Okay. With that said, let's all go to Gerard's house. I'm down for that. I don't know what Stevie is, but let's all. I'm down for that. I'm definitely down for that. What I was just gonna say quickly that I think that um, I'm hoping that we can re reestablish that essence of Liverpool Football Club looking like a team that is on the verge of doing big things. The question is, obviously, will Liverpool rise again? Absolutely. The liver bird always rises. Okay, but I don't want to be witnessing the beginning of a slow decline for an elite level team. The answer starts this summer, and we're going to cover every second, every minute of it as much as possible over the summer. A lot of the stories, a lot of the shows will be hopefully fun ones that bring more people into the conversation, bring more of us into a community that is inclusive and having something where we can all be able to feel at ease to say what we feel, but also feel respected and respectful of each other, so that we can actually enjoy being a Liverpool fan all over. That's the mantra, at least for us today, and going forward always. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? I have a moment of red zen up ready for us, but what are you feeling? You have something on your mind you want to say?
No, bro. Look, I think when we started the show and that, I was just saying I couldn't. I was so happy that the season finished yesterday. That hurts me, bro. Even you said it. I think a lot of fans said it. And the thing with Slot is, if you've seen anything in him there, you said, you know what, he's gonna click one day. He's gonna work. We don't see that. So now we've got. Forget about signing who we're gonna sign. Like fans were talking about we're gonna get this player in Diamande and all this, that, and the. I don't really care right now.
Mm.
For me, let's get the main thing sorted first, and that's what it is now. We've got the waiting game, we've got the World Cup, but I think, bro, he's gonna end up staying manager.
Yeah,
Seriously, he's gonna stay manager because for me, if he was gonna get sacked, he would have got sacked already.
yeah,
In my opinion. There's all these people talking about this manager's going to come in. This manager's going to come in. Come on, man. You don't know nothing. For me, I reckon Slot's going to be in charge first game of the season, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but big up to Salah and Robertson. Proper, when you think about it, the cost together about £40 million.
Mm-hmm.
They gave you 9 years. Come on, bro. For me, probably the best bit of business in the Premier League history, that them two there. For me, Robertson definitely 7 million, best ever Premier League signing for me, money wise, value for money. Fucking hell, bro! What a guy!
Yeah.
Top attitude. Love to see him. This is what I was on about earlier. I would love to see him be a manager one day. Robertson, I think he's got that cheek in him to do that. Even Henderson, maybe. We don't know who's going to go into the management game. If
Yeah.
Arteta can fucking do it, if Arteta can do it, anyone can. All right. It takes 1.3 billion, but nobody's going to talk about that. You know what I mean?
Arteta's studied underneath one of the best managers of all time, and took
He's a massive
7 years.
man.
Took him 7 years of waiting for the standards of the Premier League to drop to the level that they've dropped to, for him to win it.
For him to win it. Look,
More
mate,
power
when's
to
the
him.
Champions League final? Next week? Saturday?
It's
This Saturday coming up.
This Saturday coming up.
Like, for me, it could be a thrashing, bro, from PSG side.
I hope it is.
I
I hope Arsenal.
hope they battle.
I hope
Yeah.
Arsenal get embarrassed, and I mean embarrassed.
Trying to play with
I
the big boys, you know what I mean?
Humbled. I hope that they go out there thinking that they can do what they always do, which is, play Stoke FC style football, set piece FC. And I'm looking. This is coming from a supporter of a club that has turned into set piece FC. I understand that. We are not innocent of criticism as well.
Yeah, but for me, bro, I don't really concentrate on that from Arsenal, because for me, everyone gets corners, everyone gets set pieces, everyone gets throw-ins. It's up to you as a team what you do with them. A long throw, bro, it's a weapon. You got to use it to the best, and they do it like that. And that's fair play to them. But I think sometimes as well they play all right football, but the manager's a joke, bro. 1.3 billion. If he spent, like, let's just talk, say 200. Let's just say that in that 6-7 years, he spent 200 million. I'd be like, okay, fair play. 1.3, bro. Wow.
Oh my goodness! Wow. By the way, this I don't know. This is that breaking. Oh, this is pinned. Jose Mourinho will be back at Real Madrid.
Oh yeah. I
That
knew
is
that last week, I think.
Yeah, last week. Yeah. I was
Mm-hmm.
just looking down because looks like Robbo will continue. Juventus have entered the race to get Robbo, but I don't think
Oh wow.
Tottenham are there.
Real Madrid haven't got no Spanish players. Anyone from their squad in the Spain squad. First time since I can't remember. I think 86. I don't know, a long time. That no Real Madrid player is in the Spain setup. Same as Liverpool, bro.
Yeah,
In England.
yeah.
Mad.
People are wondering why. Like, oh, there's no Liverpool don't have any people in the English team. I'm like, yeah, that's because they hardly have any English players in the team. Period. Other than Joe
Yeah,
Gomez and Rio
Curtis.
and Curtis Jones,
That's it.
that's pretty much it.
It is.
Um, there was a state.
Woodburn. Woodhouse.
Yeah, I mean, actually having a real chance of going. There's a bunch of I'm looking for the statement that I saw it from Fabrizio Romano. Let me see if I can't just find it. Oh, wait, here it is. Arsenal end the season with 0 penalties conceded and 0 red cards in Premier League.
Oh wow.
Like I said, Well done to Arsenal and the PGMOL on your title.
Bro, you knocked the nail on the head the other day. 18 mistakes. We had 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. So,
Oh no, we had 3.
look,
We had 3. Don't get it
what?
twisted. We had 3. We had three VAR decisions that were bad decisions that helped us.
Okay, 3. Wow.
We had 3. Oh, don't get it twisted. No. Chelsea had 7. I forget the number. There was, but yeah, no, we had 3.
Yeah. What do you think of that right back for Brentford?
Oh, you like him, huh?
He fucking played great yesterday. I was like, fair play, bro. But he had a good game. T-Raw? Oh, what was his name?
Yeah, it was Arsenal was the primary beneficiary of incorrect VAR interventions or missed calls that went their way during the domestic campaign. They had 18 of those this season.
Well, KOD. That's the guy. KOD, man. Fair play. He played pretty well yesterday. I liked his attitude. Good.
Oh, and Brentford?
Yeah, from Brentford.
Yeah.
I think Woods yesterday could have scored the winner through Kelleher's legs.
Yeah, he almost did. Kelleher just got enough of it to redirect it.
He should have scored that. That was the winner for me. That would have just set off the party. Put a smile on Woods' face before the season finishes. It would have been sound. He just needed to score there. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, Villa beat Man City away. Can you believe that? In Pep's last game, man. He's gone as well now. Salah, Pep, bang, gone.
Yeah.
But fair play to Pep. He didn't want that City, and he spent a lot, of course. But he
I don't know about
high
that.
persona.
I don't know. We'll see about that.
No,
The
I
only
like
fair
Pep
play.
Guardiola, bro.
The only way I'll
I
say
like him.
fair play is Pep. There's a team that wears the opposite color of the team you just coached that you could and should be a part of. And you can get away from all those negative things that are being spoken on about the club that you just left, which is some are saying that you left that club because you are trying to avoid the fact that they are going to be found guilty. It's one way to get all those records back on, right?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's probably a better thing for them to do that way instead of getting Pep involved in it. He's done his shift and he's gonna go and probably chill for a year or so, 2 years. I don't know what he's gonna do in the future now, Pep. But that's not his problem to deal with no more, if you understand my point.
It was never his problem to deal with. I don't think it was ever his problem.
Like, I'm just getting paid to be the manager. If I want goodies, you give me upset, son.
Because he said that if they were to be found guilty, then he would continue on and get them out of relegation or whatever. He said he would be that guy. He knows that they haven't been found guilty, so he's taken off before they are. I think he can't wait around to see. He's not going to wait around to wait and see if they are.
Yeah.
So
that's football, man. 2026. Top of your head, bro. The World Cup starts soon. Who's going to win it?
It's going to be a historic year that the host team wins the World Cup.
What, Canada?
This ain't Beige and Reds TV.
Pops told me to say it. He said, bro, if it happens, say that. All right. It's 8 to 12, man. Nah, like for me, I think France. Dangerous, yeah. Yeah.
I'll say something that maybe Pops would like to hear. Germany has a very good chance of winning. I think they're my dark horse this season.
Yeah, they're my dark horses as well. Yeah, they're my dark horses. Like when they've got
some players that are going through this is their last hurrah for World Cup. They've got some absolutely talented young players as well. And they've got a good coach. I think their coach is a good coach, despite what people might say about him being, this or that. I think he's a good coach, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
it could be a case where again, he could he wins the World Cup, and that'd be phenomenal for him to do so.
Yeah, Musiala sort of played more games in the last few weeks and stuff. Should be sort of getting ready for that World Cup. Would be good timing for him.
Mm.
Wirtz, when I watched that Switzerland game, Germany won. I think it was 4-2. Wirtz got a goal, 2 goals, 2 assists. And I'm thinking, look
I
how
didn't
he
say
played
they're
in that game.
favorites. I said they're. You can't be a
Dark
favorite.
horses.
Dark horse. No,
Yeah,
that's not the how the
yeah.
reference goes. No one
Now for
says
me,
dark
bro,
horse. It says
favorites
favorites.
are France. I think France for me are the favorites in
France,
my
I think
eyes.
Spain's got a good chance this season. France has got a good
Yeah.
chance. Obviously, you got to go with Argentina. Always is as long as Messi's involved in anything, you got to give him an opportunity to say something about it. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think that um,
Is Darwin Nunes involved, Uruguay?
yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them winning.
He's their starting forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them winning if they out the South American teams. For me, Brazil,
No,
no problem. Alisson's playing.
if there's any
Like for
team that I
me,
want to see win from South America, it's Colombia. But yeah, that's just me.
yeah, I like Colombia as well. But for me, the is it Ecuador?
Ecuador's good. I don't know.
They're a good team, bro. Undercover, they could be dark horse, not to win it, but to go far. Um, I think they got enough. They got a few good little players they have. But Brazil, they've got Fabinho's back in there.
Yeah.
Um, Alisson's in goal, and who else? That Bournemouth winger.
Hmm.
So I think if he smashes it, his price is going to go out the roof. So we should have signed him before he goes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
France,
I'd like to
Argentina,
see.
no? Mad.
Hey, you know what? I'd love to see that happen. Obviously, I love Colombia, but I just saw Hyler talk about he thinks Spain will win or France, but he says Brazil has
Ooh,
the best manager. Um, I would love to see Neymar lift the World Cup. It'd be something special for his career because you know I
he
think
didn't
that.
fulfill it. Hmm.
Go ahead.
I don't think Neymar, out of the big stars, out of Ronaldo, Messi, and all that, Neymar didn't live up to expectations, bro. He never really did nothing when you look at it. Mm.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, but I agree. I understand what you're saying.
You know what I
He was
mean?
part. He was part of MSN, right? For Barcelona. I mean, he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
win. He did win things. So I mean, it wasn't like you know, he
I
did
think he
what
should have stayed there. He shouldn't have gone to PSG.
he went to PSG for money. I think that was silly.
That was
Plus,
his worst
but
mistake.
I think a lot of it was to get out of the as in it was fantastic to play with Messi, I'm sure, but it was also to get out of the um, out of his spotlight.
Hmm.
I think that by him going to Paris, he could take on the league, and he could also take on the the monocle of being the man. On in Barcelona, he was never just solely them. It was always Messi's
Messi.
team.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, some could argue that Suarez was the most talented of all three of those players, football
Hmm.
wise. Yet no one ever really mentions him as being. Some people sometimes forget that he was a part of MSN. So,
I know what I mean.
for those that had question about what I was saying about the what do you call it the VAR errors that have impacted games that have assisted teams. This is VAR errors or incorrect calls or that have ended up being given. So clubs benefiting from VAR errors this season. This is the list. If you're wondering, you can see I highlighted Liverpool at 3.
Hmm.
Um, it looks like we're in the middle of the pack, but that's because we only got 3. I'm sure Burnley and um, maybe even Forest are looking at it as like, how come they can't catch a break? But even West Ham most likely saying that too.
Yeah.
But you can see, look, you could add up second and third place, or technically second place, because there's tie for second place. But you could add up both of the teams that are in second place, and still they wouldn't have had the same amount of errors as been awarded to Arsenal this season. You can call it sour grapes, you can call it what it is. Those are the true facts, and those are the reality of it all.
Yep.
You talk about Arsenal being bottle jobs. Well, the PGMOL did everything they could to make sure that they couldn't bottle the season. Let's be honest. So,
Arsenal, end of story.
yep. So, congratulations to Arsenal.
You get me?
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. No
Sorted, bro. Season's done.
Season's done.
Well,
Let's give the people what they probably came here for, and that is the moment of Red Zen. Let me give you this moment of Red Zen. Look, I am very honored and I am very, very proud to have called these two men Reds. To say that they have been a part of this club is an absolute blessing, and like I said, an honor. I think I'm pretty sure that JK would say the same, and that is your moment of Red Zen. We're saying goodbye, maybe see you soon. You know, uh,
cool hair.
this is the truth. They get to touch that sign one last time as an active Liverpool Red player. Certainly will be a part of the Legends games in the future when they eventually do retire and hang it up. Looking forward to those days to get another glimpse of them lacing up the boots. But this is your moment of Red Zen there, people. Hope that you enjoy it. JK, you want to say something, anything real quick?
Yeah. Bless up for the chat for the season, always being there and getting involved in shows and stuff. Big up to you guys, Nalante Lee, as well. I just wait for the day where we make a decision on this manager, an official one, and we take it from there. Until then, we can wait and enjoy the World Cup. So, yeah, man. We'll see how it goes. And what we can do, maybe we'll do the fantasy football, the end table. I'll get that done in the next days, so we could do a show before the World Cup starts. We could do a show about that.
Sounds good. Mm-hmm. That sounds good. All right, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. To those on this side of the pond, happy Memorial Day. To those that have lost loved ones, definitely our hearts and thoughts go out to you. And yeah, up the Reds each and every time, people. I hope that you join us tomorrow. I already have these episodes for tomorrow and for Wednesday are already I've already gotten them together, so we're gonna have some content. Even though the season's over, we still march on. So big up to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining. Great numbers, by the way, today. Obviously on a Monday. Great to see you guys. And until tomorrow, hey, keep your heads up, people. We'll get there together. Peace out, and you'll never walk alone. Take care.